You know what the world taught me yesterday following that logic? Lonzo Ball is not the best player in that draft. He's not a miracle worker for the Lakers. He's already a superstar and one of the five biggest athletes in America. That's what I learned yesterday. And this isn't something that his dad, who loves to talk and talk and talk, and I'm not going to get into his dad, that's not something he would say. And that's right up his alley. No, America showed me yesterday. Lonzo Ball is a superstar. Lonzo Ball is one of the five biggest athletes in America. And not just did America tell me that. More specifically, Twitter told me that. Lonzo Ball misses a summer league game. I cannot stress, I already talked about it on Monday, how irrelevant, how insignificant, how useless a measuring tool the summer league is to determine if this guy is going to be a good player or he's not going to be a good player. It's literally worthless. We played Jeopardy on Monday, and you can go back and rewatch those videos, and you still won't get the answers right for who led the summer league in scoring, assists, and rebounds the last 3 years because nobody cares and it doesn't matter. But it matters when he misses a game. He sits out. No. He's a punk. Why would you do that? You're shaming the game? What? When was the last time, I haven't heard in the last 10 years, oh my gosh, Tom Brady's a punk because he missed a preseason game. I never heard over the last 15 years, wow, Peyton's really just a wuss because he skipped a preseason game. I've never heard that. You've never heard that. So why are we hearing that about Lonzo Ball not playing in a summer league game? Ben Simmons was the number 1 overall pick last year. He only played in 5 of the 8 games, and they just straight up said, well, we're resting him. Because when you're 19, you need a lot of rest. I understand, it's really hard out there when, you got to run up and down for 20 minutes every other day. You need a break. I get it. You get your rest in, dude. You're 19. You got to store up that energy. You know why TMZ is successful and I even hate to say TMZ being successful, but it's they follow around guys who are superstars and make headlines. Doesn't matter if they're legit headlines or if they're not legit headlines. The fact is, you got a superstar, people want to talk about him, you make news, you make headlines, you make money. Why are the Kardashians, I don't know if they're quite, but basically $1 billion empire? Because they're superstars. People want to hear about it. People want to know if they took a dump last night. There is stories about they have the whole Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna thing. I don't give a damn. But they're both superstars. People want to hear stuff about them. People want to make headlines about them. And that's what people are doing with Lonzo Ball. You're telling me because you missed a summer league game. More insignificant than an NFL preseason game. Even more worthless than a Major League Baseball preseason game. It's not even. It's the preseason to the preseason. He's still going to have to go to an NBA preseason and play the 7 or 8 games he plays there before he even gets there. It is preseason to the preseason. And you guys are saying he wussed out, he punked out, he didn't want to play De'Aaron Fox, calling him this, that, saying terrible things about his family. I mean, are you guys kidding me? I haven't had Twitter that long. So maybe I'm just new to this. And I've heard through the grapevine, for an old school expression, that this kind of stuff happens on Twitter. But are you kidding me? You missed the preseason to the preseason, so you're a punk. That's like, you get a practice test sometimes in school, right? And the teacher's just like, hey, we'll do this practice test, give you guys a study guide, and you'll be able to take the test, and we'll see how you guys do. And that'll give you, an idea of how well you can do on the actual test. Well, I'm going to give you a practice test to the practice test to the real test. But if you miss an answer on that practice to the practice test, you're just dumb, don't know what you're doing. You don't study. You're just wasting your time. Why are you here? I understand that there is something about being in LA. The Lakers, the Celtics, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Packers, and the Giants. The Cowboys. There are certain sports teams that the brand of the team is so huge that you being a star on one of those teams makes you a superstar. You being a superstar on one of those teams make you a legend. Warren Moon is one of my favorite players ever. I loved when I was watching, and I still do, but not as much, when I'd watch old film of players. He was one of my favorite players I got to watch old film on. He is, I will make the case, it's him, Marino, Elway, as far as just throwing a football, who threw it the best. And he didn't have near the pure arm strength those other two guys had. But just throwing a football, it was accurate, it was beautiful, it was precise. But you know why he's just a great player and a star? Because he played for the Houston Oilers and nobody cared. If he had played for a team like the Cowboys, I don't even want to imagine when he'd be like, I probably wouldn't even like him if he played for the Cowboys, to be completely honest with you. The team you are on, it's like take Aaron Judge, for example, and I'm going to get into him later in the show, but take him, for example. The reason his star is as big as it is because he plays for the Yankees. If he played for the Cleveland Indians, if he played for the Milwaukee Brewers, you wouldn't care. You would know it's like, oh yeah, he's putting up these numbers, but he's doing it in a small town, not a lot of pressure. That would immediately become his narrative. But because he plays for the Yankees, he's big time. He's a superstar. He's one of the greatest ever. And I'm not trying to take away nothing from Aaron Judge. I think he's a great player. I think he's having a hell of a season. But where you play has a huge impact. Not only does it have such a huge impact, Twitter and America just showed me it has a tremendous impact. And Lonzo Ball is one of the 5 most influential athletes on the planet, despite never playing a regular season game. He hasn't even played a preseason game. But he's a punk.